All right. Yes, people are go on, man. It's your boy Verbz in the house. I got a special guest there today. We're going to go for a little conversation, have a little chit chat. You get me? So I got Xtra in the building. You get me? Well, go on, Xtra. You good?
Manners and respect. Manners and respect. What's going on?
Medea, man. It's been a pleasure to have you because obviously, you know, we've been trying to do this thing from a long time ago, man. You get me? Trying to get you on and that. And I know you're a busy man, you get me? But obviously, what's gone on this week is probably a good opportunity to touch base and cover this subject still. So, what's going on with this guy, Ginga Jay, man? It's a madness. Do you get me? Because that's what I'm saying. So, basically, what's happened is Ginga Jay, he's gone on this show, BKchat. Just to give you a little bit of context, BKchat, from what I know of, is like a show where they have certain discussions about certain little topics or certain situations, and they've got a male cast panel on one side and a female cast panel on the other side, and they say their opinions and then they challenge each other, and it can get a bit toxic. That seems to be what their template of that platform is. A lot of arguments, a lot of challenges. Occasionally, I know they've had a fight or two on there. Do you get what I'm saying? And all the people on the panel, correct me if I'm wrong, cuz, but from what I've seen, they all appear to be black males and black females.
Yeah, so what I've seen, I don't really plug into the show like that, but to my knowledge of the show and to what I've seen recently, it still seems to be the same. So yeah.
All right. So with this situation now, Ginga Jay was on there. You can always correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't really tapped into the footage enough, which is probably bad on my side still, because, you know, I want to try and get it as accurate as possible, but I'm going to go for what I've seen.
I tapped into the whole thing. So go on.
All right, that's cool.
You're in good hands.
I love that, cuz I love that. You get me? But yeah, so Ginga Jay, he's on this show. He's having a conversation with a couple of the female panel members about his experiences when it comes to his opinions on relationships with black women. So he's basically speaking about like what he's been through, prison, all that kind of stuff. He doesn't want to date black women. He likes Asian women. That's his preference. So he's talking about how he's got there. Would you say that's correct, cuz, or is there more that you want to add to that?
To a degree. So it is exactly what you said. He hasn't really gone into the prison stuff, but he's just breaking down his experience with, I'm going to use the word melanin-rich women. I'm going to use that word. I'm not going to use the standard word. Yeah? All
right.
And then he said that his preference, based on his experiences with melanin-rich women, is that he chooses to go Indian. Do you get me? So that's where it went. Do you want to continue?
You can add on, if you want to, if you've got more to say.
Yeah, so, let's just go into it then, innit?
Yeah, let's do it.
As you were saying, innit, that is how it went. So he's explaining himself. But if I keep it honest with you, bro, Ginga Jay was triggered long before he spoke.
Okay.
I don't think people noticed that. He was triggered long before he spoke. And I want to go back even further and draw to the fact that you highlighted that this show, I'm not going to call it a podcast, a show.
Yeah.
It's been out before a podcast has been out, innit?
Yeah, it's been out for quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. So this show, it kind of has a toxic energy to it. You pointed that out, and I really want to focus on that, because conversations in certain spaces are not meant to just be had, because the space does not denote the productivity of that conversation. If they've got a question that they are seeking to understand and then determine a judgment to that question, that's what you do. Do you get what I'm saying? But you don't even, and again, the judgment will be to the person, but you don't judge the person. And whoever's going there should also know their self, innit? Know your position. So you know that he was triggered before he spoke, because they'd already judged one of the other male panel members to be a self-hater because of his preference, his dating preference.
Is that somebody other than Ginga Jay?
Yeah, that was King Rich.
Okay, yeah. I know of him, yeah.
He was the first one that they got him good. It was actually a good conversation. It was simple, to be honest.
Yeah,
They're
because
asking questions.
he likes white women, innit?
Right. And what he said, and I feel is very materialistic, he's very simple. I like who likes me. And one of the sisters put out like, what? You don't like the hunt? He's like, why am I hunting who don't like me? And you know what? You don't know that they don't like you. They could be playing hard to get. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
That is a part of the hunt as a man. Do you get what I'm saying? You will know on your hunt if that woman likes you or not. Do you get what I'm saying? For real, for real. And there might be something that you do on your hunt that actually makes her like you. Like, rah, I didn't know my man could move like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So when I heard him speaking, I thought, wow, this guy's just simple. So when they shut him down, like, look, your thing's self-hating, it was shut down. When you do watch this, and anyone who has watched the whole video, you will understand what I'm saying. From that point, they show Ginga Jay before he speaks, and he is breathing into his chest.
For real.
Because, yeah, you can see, bro, he's triggered. Because he knows that's going to reach him. He already knows that's going to reach him based on his known position. Nobody knows his position, but he does. Do you get it?
Right, I get that.
And based on how they hit King Rich, he knows his position. He was already triggered, bro. So I say that to say this. How he started to talk, I actually had a round of applause for this brother.
Yeah, because he seemed like he was being quite transparent and articulating himself in a decent way in the beginning.
To talk, I actually had a round of applause for this brother, like, because you actually said what you said, and it's your experience. Nobody can tell anybody about their experience. They might not agree with it. They might not like it. But there's something that we have to figure out in life, you know, that there's nothing that's actually wrong. The opposite to right is left. It's not wrong. So there's only a way which I might not like, I might not take, I might think is actually quite distasteful. But it's not, doesn't mean that it's wrong because you're doing it for whatever reason you've chosen it. Do you understand? And there are some levels of again, extreme instances of likes and dislikes and extreme situations where we can potentially say, you know, that's wrong. But everyone has their reasoning for doing things.
Yeah,
so how can we then say it's wrong? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is where boundaries and morals and values come into things. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
because
you.
My boundaries, my values just won't make me do that then. It's simple. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't have to judge you. I just know that I won't do that. But I can then potentially even understand why you've done that. That's where that type of conversation should be. It shouldn't end up being judgmental and going anywhere else other than their opinion. Based on what you've said, the information you've given me, I would deem that you're in a position of self-hate, or that's your preference based on your experiences. Because also, it's not my preference, innit? So I don't want to use myself as an example and people get this wrong. So what I will say is that your preference can change.
100%, I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So he might be saying, well, I'm Asian now, but he could go back to Melanin Rich later on down the road based on an experience that he has that changes his preference. Do you see what I'm saying? So he was handling himself well. What then happened was a series of things. And like, let me say this clearly, innit? The reason why I'm willing to talk to you, because I said it, this is an opportunity for us to bring holistic togetherness amongst our man and woman. We should not allow for the Melanin Rich sister to get put on a platform and slated in this time of what a man said. Oh yeah, that's how they behave. Man was right and rare to tear. There are things that the brother said that man understands, man comprehends. Would I have said it like that? No. Should he have said it like that? No. Do you see what I'm saying? There are things that the other men on the stage should have done. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the reality is, you see, when a man stands up, bruv, venting, everyone's going to say that's aggressive.
Of course it's aggressive. He's standing up, he's making himself bigger.
Whether he's in control of his actions or not, like the sisters did, and this is what I actually rate, because there were more sisters concerned with controlling the sister that had lost control than there were brothers controlling the brother that had lost control. These are things that we need to pick up on. No, bro, these are things that we need to pick up on as well. Do you get what I'm saying? This was a whole rounded situation, you know. So we can deal with what he said and the impact of what he said, but we also have to deal with the roundedness of the situation. There were two sisters that were on the sister that lost control and actually telling her, calm down. Whether she listened to them or not, the action was there. That wasn't present from the brothers. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is now a brother that's clearly traversed half of the space between him and the sisters. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anything can happen. anything can happen. And we're not saying that it is going to happen, that he is that type of guy. But we're just saying, like, man them, where is my brother's keeper? Because if there was my brother's keeper, would he have even got out so much of the expression that he got out? If the man them that were around stood up, like you said, it's a toxic environment. So it come like it's all fun and jokes now that he's losing control, when actually the man them should stand up and say, yo, brother, come back and sit down. Hold yourself for a second. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like the sisters were doing with the sister. Whether he listens or not, let that be something. Because guess what? We usually do listen to the man them anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So there was a communal responsibility on both sides. And the man them, we can say whatever we want about how the sisters behave, but we have to check our behavior too.
Facts.
You understand, my brother? Do the man them think they should have left Ginga Jay to just be going on like that? No. Even in the background, you know, the behind the scenes video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's venting. But guess what you do then? Because look what's happened. Someone's now recording him venting. And a man's allowed to vent, you know?
Yeah, of course.
He's allowed to, anyone is allowed to vent. Look what the argument was. And look, it actually stemmed from sassy women and attitude women. Yeah? That's where the blow up kind of stemmed from. What he perceived to be attitude from a woman, and then how that then triggered him in the attitude he's received from melanin rich women in his past, and then the dirty that those melanin rich women have done to him. But I even want to make a bigger point that my sister and princess actually brought to me, brother. This is a serious thing as well.
I know princess can get kind of deep still.
Nah, bro, she's on a different level. And the question she asked me was, bro, how old is this brother? He's 30s, early 30s, yeah? Early 30s, bro.
Okay.
The man did 11 and a half years in jail. He's been out of jail 3 years or so. Let's do the maths. This is the question she asked me, after we done the maths, bro. He's gone to jail about 21 years old, bro. He said on the thing, he's not talking about the relationships he's had inside because he goes outside to meet women. Now, there's a conflict here because I'm sure that I heard him say that he's been with his Asian woman for 3 years, which would be the time that he's been out of jail. So he ain't dated no sisters outside of being outside of jail. Your relationship history with melanin rich women was when you was a youth. And it's brief, bruv. Like how much man in this era of the era that we're talking about for him would have lost their V in a relationship at around the age of 15, 16. Not many, bro.
Yeah.
Not as many as we portray it to be. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, loads of men just talk, innit?
There's only a few that lick down their V before 15. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're talking 16, 17, yeah, till 22, maybe.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
5, 6 years of relationships, bro. As a young person. And he's counting that history. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot embedded in that.
I never thought about it like that, you know, that's deep.
What actual relationship experience do you have with a melanin-rich woman, fam?
This is usually the case, though. Like, you usually get these people come on these platforms or whatever and start negatively stereotyping black women, or the other way around, negatively stereotyping black men. But when you check out, like, their age and stuff like that and how many relationships they've had, they haven't had enough to be able to negatively stereotype that black gender, if you get what I'm saying. It doesn't really make no sense. And even if they had slept around a lot, even in your lifetime, it's still not enough to be able to stereotype all of that demographics.
Right. And we also have to understand that he's talking on his experiences. Now, there are a lot of us that have had similar experiences. I'm going to draw a reference again.
Go ahead.
We have both responsibilities. So how many men have actually know the type of woman that they're saying that they want in life? How many men know the type of woman that they say that they want? A woman that is doesn't fit the picture that Ginga Jay has put out. Let's just use that as the conversational understanding.
So you're saying how many men know the type of woman that they want?
That they claim that they want. They say that they don't They say that they don't want. So far, what's happening is a lot of people have come out and said, "Oh, that is how a woman is. That is how the woman is, isn't it?" Yeah. So, how many men know the type of woman that they actually want if they don't want a woman like that?
Yeah, that's mad still.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You got to test the waters before you know, innit?
Right. So that goes to the next point. Why does our woman predominantly feel the need to behave in a certain way? That's a question that has to be answered by both of us as a people, bruv. You know why? I was raised in a home family. My mum didn't behave like the mums of my brethren, bro. I'll say that seriously.
Give a little bit more context to that in terms of what you're saying.
So I heard them say to one of the panel members, "So you are looking for a woman," and this is immature. This is immature femininity. Yeah, when you tell a man you're looking for a woman like your mum to mother you. When a man said, like, if a man actually can tell you that his mother taught him certain things and treated him a certain way, that potentially means, and I'm going to use my example. My mum was a serious mum. One thing she always used to say to me and my brother is, "I can never be your dad." So what that left us with, without recognizing, we had to understand this is never a man that we're dealing with. Her energy, whether it was masculine or not, wasn't masculine enough for us to challenge her as a man.
Yeah, you have to treat her as such.
Treat her like a woman, bro. That's my mum, bro.
Yeah.
And she always made it clear to us, "I can never be your dad." So that made us check ourselves. Even in attitude, I have to know that I'm not chatting to my dad right now. The conversation I can have with my mum in attitude is different to the conversation I can have with my dad in attitude.
Facts.
That's a woman, and that's not my understanding, bro. That is how she talked to me as a woman. So then, what I then understood is that, and so let me make the 2 points, because I want to come to the man in this point, and then take it back to the show. So what I then learned, I didn't even understand, because I had to go and learn this. I was in a relationship one day where a woman spoke to me a certain way, and I actually was triggered by what she said.
For real?
What that trigger did was bring me to my previous relationship and hearing my previous partner speaking to me the same way. So I had to take a moment to say, "Raw, if I respond right now, am I responding to this woman right here, or am I responding to my trauma?" Do you understand? Yeah. I saw it play out, bro. When she spoke to me, I ended up not seeing the person who's sitting in front of me driving where we're going. I saw my previous partner. That's what I heard. And that's how whatever she was saying, that's how it ended. I don't ever see you again. So I'm not going to respond to you. I'm going to respond to my trauma. So I had to breathe, take a moment, and I expressed this to her. And this is not the exact words.
It sounds like some PTSD thing, innit?
Bro, listen, it's deep, because we all suffer from this unless we actually check ourselves and move out of that cycle. So I said in a roundabout way, basically, I'm your man. And if you want to give me information or a message, you should know how you want to chat to your man. And I heard a voice in my head tell me to shut up. Like, don't say no more. So I stopped talking. We were silent in the car for 15 odd minutes. Bro, listen, you see when this woman opened her mouth, fam, the way in which she spoke to me, and the way in which she spoke to me every day from then going forward, it's a game changer. It's an actual game changer.
So you say you gave her food for thought with that talk there, yeah?
It's not even just that I gave her food for thought. The reality was, in that moment, I had reset her whole understanding of where she's at.
Right, I get where you're coming from now. I got
You're
you.
not with, maybe she was, because she did. In the relationship, what we do is we compare people to our previous's.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Subconsciously as well.
Subconsciously, but we don't even do it on purpose, So I was able to see consciously, what the subconscious was about to do when she spoke to me a certain way. So I was able to rub that out. Now, our experience made her actually comprehend in that moment, I'm in a safe space. Now, that brings me to my point. How many men have actually created a space safe enough for a woman to be a woman?
Yeah, that's deep still. That's what you hear women saying, isn't it? Like, women love to be in their feminine energy, but they can't be in their feminine energy unless the man creates the environment for them to be
Now,
feminine
do
in.
you feel like a man acting like Ginga Jay, and I have to use that as an example, is going to make a woman feel comfortable, bruv?
Nope.
That's going to make a woman be in her feminine? Not everyone has the skill to remain in a place and shut that down. That's why I rate the two sisters that actually turned around and focused on the sister who lost control, because they potentially have the skill, but they just couldn't get through to that man. Do you get me? Because the skill is calm, bro. It's not to excite yourself. Calm is a skill. Patience is a skill. We are not patient enough with ourselves. We are not calm enough with ourselves. Do you get me? Emotional regulation, that's a skill.
Definitely.
And we have to skill up in our community. You get what I'm saying? Because now we've got every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's going to try and take our sisters to task for what one brother said. And we can deal with this on a better level than allowing our community to take our sisters to task. Why are we going to go outside and say, yeah, my man was right? And you get me?
That's what's happening now, though, cuz.
Bro, and then you got other communities that are going to come for us. Bob, listen to what I'm saying to you, Ruth. Right? Listen, I can't understand. And this goes to the next point. This goes to the deeper issues. The man sat down and spoke about his mum being an empress and tear. But then behind the scenes talking about, right, my mum was an empress. Why would I want, if my mum's an empress, but I didn't like her behaviors. So why would I want a woman like my mum? Well, the tone's already set, fam. The tone's already set, because for me, my mother is an empress. My mum, the pros outweigh the cons for me. And that's my experience with my mother.
Yeah.
The pros outweigh the cons completely. So I don't have no issue, and I could never have no issue with the melanin rich woman. Like, brother, I've picked two. I've had some bad picks, bro.
Ain't we all, mate?
I've had some bad picks, bro. Like, even levels, fam. Like, my youngest youth's mother cheated on me, bro. I've been cheated on by women. It's melanin rich women.
How did you get over that, though? Like, when you're saying you've been cheated on by women,
well,
like, obviously Ginga Jay
you.
said his thing, innit? Like, about what happened to him in prison. How do you get over that?
You get over that by actually going into you, bro. Like, is your life dependent on a woman? Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Do you get what I'm saying? But do you know your value? Do you know what you actually brought to the table? If you do, you have to learn to set boundaries that you enable you to protect your value and your value to be respected outside of you. You see what I'm saying? That's the way I can say it, bro. You have to. You can't live in, I got cheated. Well, listen, the melanin rich woman is the most special and greatest woman on this planet, fam. There is nothing.
I agree.
There is nothing better than a melanin rich woman. Yeah, some of them can refine their attitudes and all of these types of things, but is there anything better than a melanin rich woman? No. That is what I came from. That is what my youths came from. Do you understand? So, yeah, that needs a certain level of protection from the men that came from that and have children that came from that. You swam in that for 9 months. You understand?
Yeah.
To come through, bro. And then I have a full enjoyment when I swim in that to make new life. Do you get what I'm saying, fam? Yeah? Like, let's keep it 100, fam. That is the greatest woman on her intelligence, her levels of care, for real. And this is the part that we've lost out on, because we, like, what has happened is our fights are so separated, we forgot our togetherness.
100%.
And we forgot that actually we're both fighting against the system that is fighting against us.
Yeah, we got similar battles.
It's similar battles, but they're just in different ways. Do you get what I'm saying? So we've forgotten that, because we're going and fighting them independently now. We're not fighting together. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like everyone for themselves. We've lost our interdependency as a people, fam. You see what I'm saying?
Community.
Our proper communal attitude and understanding of how we actually operate, how we support each other, how we nurture each other, how we grow with each other, how we look after each other. You see what I'm saying? We feel like disrespect is the new in. Egos and all of that. Dead your ego, man. Get rid of that. That's a problem. You see what I'm saying? But again, going back to what I was saying, man, them have a responsibility to create safe spaces for the sisters. You see, I'm not saying facilitate nonsense, you know, because if you know what you've done and what you bring to the table, then you know at what time you can keep it moving. Because I'm not here to facilitate nonsense. And obviously that sister's too far gone for her to check that this is a safe space. Let her learn that way. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let her learn that way. Because she's going to learn. How comes I can't stay with a good man and I seem to be getting them? She's going to have to now check herself. Just like they say, like, bro, oh, you've had all of these things, but what, you don't think you're the problem? You've got to look at it at some point. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I don't think that enough brothers, fam, have done enough, fam, to create safe spaces for our sisters, fam. And that's the reality. That's my experience as well, fam. Like,
that's deep, cuz.
Mm.
That's deep, man. You get me? Like, you know, I agree with you, man. At the end of the day, you gotta be in your masculine self, but you gotta be confident as a man as well and know how to manage yourself, know how to manage your emotions, like you said, emotional regulation and stuff like that. And, you know, not meeting conflict with conflict. If the woman's piping up, then you gotta learn the art of de-escalation as well, man. And if you can do that and positively encourage her to think about things differently in the way she's responding to you or challenging you or whatever, like what you did when you let that your ex-partner know that, you know, she's gonna respond in a way where she's responding to trauma, not you. Do you get me? That makes people see things. Those kind of things make people see things different and handle things differently, and then it will allow the woman to be in her feminine energy. Do you get what I'm saying? People think masculinity is about fighting and all that kind of shit all the time, and that's not the truth.
It's not the truth. It is about taking the lead, though.
100%. Yeah.
It definitely is about taking the lead. And that, when I say taking the lead, we can even just transform that word into taking the initiative, even.
But sometimes you have to also know when to remove yourself. So if somebody, like, for instance, if your partner's got it, if your kid's got a situation where you kind of know they're capable of doing it, or, you know, you want them to get to a place where they're capable of doing it, sometimes you have to remove yourself and allow that person to, do you know what I mean, achieve as well.
Yes, bro. Yeah. And you see, in you saying that, I want to bring it back to the debate and what happened. Because, again, self-control, bro, a lot of people don't have. So this is why I say take the lead or transform the word into initiative. Because even what you're saying, for someone to even recognize, you know, that person's okay over there, let me step back. That's an initiative or even a lead. You see what I'm saying? Like, learn to take an initiative. The man them did not take no initiative when Ginga Jay stood up and traversed half that space.
Why do you think that is? But if you think about it deep, because you know why that is, why that happened, because like I said to you from before, 4 of those guys in that panel share the same mindset as Ginga Jay. So when he's carrying on that way, how can we expect them to jump in and calm the situation when he's challenging black women if the other 3 of those men there share the same sentiment and don't have the respect for black women?
Okay, I only know about one of them. I don't know about the other. I don't watch these people, to be honest. I know a little something about this China guy, but to be honest, I don't even. His thing just is a bit messy. So I know that he came out attacking sisters before, and I was quite surprised seeing him sitting there saying, "Boy, my preference is black women." I'm like, bruv, when I've seen you chatting, you've been dissing the sisters. So I'm confused. So I understand what you're saying, because again, he wasn't one that stood up to protect the sisters.
There you go.
Do you get me? He didn't say anything like when my man started spazzing out. Do you get me? On his little clip, they said, "Oh, bro, you're on your own when you start chatting about the sisters." Head. That's toxic, bro.
The only reason why he's doing that is because he's had his. I feel that he's had his backlash when it comes to women, innit? Because of how he used to carry on in the past. 'Cause remember how he started out? How he started out was during lockdown times when you had that podcast called Pearly Things. Him and King Riches was on there, and they both used to race up black women on a white woman's platform, bro.
Okay, is that what they used to do
Yips.
on a white woman's platform, fam? Yeah, you know, that's just agent behavior, fam. That is a straight agent behavior, fam. And
Yep, 100%.
yeah. I can't understand that at all. I can't ever understand that. I've not seen it. But I've
I'll send you
seen
some. I'll
that.
send you some clips, man. You know what I mean? I ain't saying
Yeah,
that
I've
they
seen
ain't
that China
changed,
dude.
but they don't. They don't. I don't think that there's an old clip of the King Richards guy talking madness about black women. If I show you it, you'd be disgusted, man.
And how come that's not had no backlash?
I don't think people have like dug it up or brought it up like that, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. It seems like in
It
this
makes
industry
sense.
as well, some people are kind of protected to some extent, innit? Do you get me?
Right.
You know?
Because you know what, bro? I feel like my mum was set up, bro. And
Do Ginger Jay.
on another level, I feel like he was set up. He didn't understand. So what you've just said is a key point to what I'm saying. I don't know the history of these other guys, but you've just broke it down. They seem to be um, sister haters, melanin rich women haters. You get what I'm saying? For some reason. I've seen that of China. So I was surprised when he was saying certain things that he was saying in terms of like loving on the black woman, on the melanin rich sister. I'm like, huh?
Don't get me
Well, these
wrong.
people
Don't
think of you.
let me add because I don't want to throw things out of context. Don't get me wrong. With China, I have seen him race up white women as well, like OnlyFans type women, and you know, like them kind of women, that feminist movement type women. I have seen him race them up, but I know in general, as much as he
I
claims to
haven't.
love,
So I'm only speaking on my experience.
right,
Yeah.
right,
I haven't seen that. So I'm only saying what I have seen and how you broke that down to then say this.
mm.
There was only one person. I didn't even get to hear what Gabs had to say, to be honest. I can't remember what he said.
That's the
If
I think
even.
I think that's the one that I see on a Instagram clip talking about the respect for white women and why he doesn't value black women and all that. He's getting mad.
Swear down. Oh, gosh. So I didn't get to hear him talk. But
Is that that's the one that asked Ginger Jay what he went prison for, innit?
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
him. That's him. That's the same one.
Okay. Cool. So there was. Well, then there was only one brother that had a preference, to be honest, to be melanin rich women. Yeah, that was his preference. Then
Mm.
basically, and why I'm saying Ginger J potentially was set up, and whether known or unknown, What I'm saying is the surroundings were right for that to happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
chemistry was right based on what you've said about the panel of men who already have got a predisposition against a melanin-rich woman. Do you understand? Yeah.
Mm.
Now, Ginger, he's got his own predisposition. He must have known what these men are on in that regard.
Yeah, they know each
Or
other, man. They know each other.
right. He must have known what they're on in that regard. He must have seen their things. So even in his interview, in his like, right, I don't know what they're called, man. His little preview something. He's saying, well, I don't see people chatting with they're not chatting with their chests or areolas, so I'm going to come and chat with my chest. It seemed like you had a agenda for, maybe they know the question before they say it, do you get me? So they know what they're going to talk about. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it seemed like he come ready, prepped. And that's why I say even halfway through, before they got to speaking to him, he looked already triggered. Do you get me? That's why I say he handled himself, he started by handling himself well. But he potentially could have been, not even potentially. The brother was out of his depth, fam. Do you get me? Whether we're actually saying it was an actual setup or the situation was just right for that to happen, you were out of your depth. You get me?
Yeah.
You was out of your depth. This is another point that Princess raised, and it's something that I thought about myself. Bro, what do you chat on, fam? What do you chat on?
What do you mean in
And you
terms of
know
his
what?
content?
A lot of people are out of their depth in this pod game discussions show space. A lot of people are out of their depth, my bro. Let me say that. Ginger J, you don't chat, rude boy. Where do you chat, fam? So why are you gonna go and start answering questions and chatting things? Chat about your life. That's what you chat about. You do interviews. Do interviews. Don't come out of your depth, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because that's crashed your whole career now. You see what I'm saying? You're cancelled right now, fam. I saw a thing that says he's cancelled a pen game. Cancelled, fam. Big Ginga Jay, let me tell you something. Pen game will never be the same, fam.
Yeah, he's a character in there still.
Pen game will never be the same, fam.
I think they'll bring him back, but they'll probably freeze him out for a little bit.
They have to, because pen game will never be the same. Not even Mon Quay can do what Ginga Jay does. That's just the reality, fam. You get me? So he was out of his depth, bro. You do interviews, you don't do podcasts. You don't talk about subjects and that. Do you get what I'm saying? And if you're going to talk about subjects, talk on your forte, bro. Talk about gel. Talk about, you get me? Your strong points.
Yeah.
Don't come outside of your depth. A lot of people feel like that because they're in a position of notoriety on a particular platform, that they got the right to speak their craziest opinions. And a lot of you ain't got no life experience for true. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on still. But also remember these guys as well. Also remember these guys, they like to have their fingers in many pies. So they're doing all different kinds of content, whether it's comedy, whether it's, trying to do some mini acting, game shows, whatever it is. It's like they're trying to jump into everything. And I think the determination, or one might even say respectfully, desperation to get involved in everything. They're willing to say things that are outlandish and throw black women under the bus to get there.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me, because that's the same thing that keeps on happening.
You're spot on. It's serious, because to come away from this point quickly and to take it somewhere else, yeah? I saw you, who was on your TikTok, this pop the balloon thing with this China you again, and blood. They brought the thing on. I'm going to say it like that, bro. I'm going to say it like that, bro. Because that is wild, and that's meant to be them that you're bringing the thing on to.
Do you know how that situation came about?
Talk to me, man. But that's wild.
I heard him say it himself. He's saying that he got because all those men that was on that panel were content creators, innit? Mm-hmm. And he's saying that none of those men them knew that he was going to bring the former on there, yeah?
Yeah.
None of them knew that he was going to bring the T former on there. And he did it because he knew that if he brought them in, it will make a good show, and he wanted to see their organic reaction, if you get what I'm saying. But the show got backlash. It was successful. It racked up numbers because, in this day and age, something like that would, you get me, flying for the fruity bus and that. But I'm just saying, it got a lot of backlash from the man them, how are they on the show with this thing? To the point where I know my man from the Session podcast, he rates my man that was hosting the thing, China, but he was pissed. Obviously, because I think he'd been questioned by a lot of people about why he was on that show, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And my thing is, do your thing. Do your thing if that's what you want. If you want to do your thing. But when I saw the T former come on there, I was shocked. Is this the depths that the man them are going through to try and rack up the numbers now? Is this what it is? From this is happening, anything goes. That's my opinion, innit? What's yours, cuz?
Bro, agented behavior. Even how you just described it. I don't know what history he has or relationship he has with those man them, yeah? But what in your right mind would make you want to set up your man them like that?
Do you know what, cuz? Let me add to that. Do you know that same T former thing, yeah? I think that must have decided one day that it was gonna try and get itself in the pod game. My thing isn't big like that, innit? Obviously, I try to chat the real stuff and do my thing different. My platform is not big like that. But it's that same T former started to follow me. Do you get me? On IG, it started to follow me, and then I was like, nah, blood. You know what I mean? I just didn't entertain it or anything like that. And then it started to follow our Triggered Thoughts page, and I said to man them, nah, allow it. You get me? Or whatever not, yeah? And then it went on other people's platform, who we know, and then it went on that Pop the Balloon thing, and then from that now, because China knows some man them from Birmingham. It went on a Birmingham podcast, so they were starting to share the T former around to get content, blood. It went mad.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Big up to your integrity, bro.
Yeah, man. I can't play with them kind of thing there, blood. I deal with righteousness, blood.
Yeah. And this desperation, fam. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, my man was out of his depth. You thought you was in your own comfort zone. And the man them, they like, can we even call those man them? Those like I say to women, sometimes you got to be able to recognize a boy in man's clothing. You have to be able to recognize a boy in man's clothing.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, you're there sitting down chatting to boys in men's clothing. They do not have men's views, attitudes, morals, or principles. Because if they did, they couldn't even have done that. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even have sabotaged himself in that way. Because a man would have stepped up and said, bro, fall back. Even in the venting, in the video that they got behind the scenes, when he's in the office room venting, I would have took man outside, would have took man around the corner. Take man out. You see what I'm saying? Because where they were still in a proximity where on stage, where the show's happening, they can still hear him venting. So that is being highlighted.
Yeah.
Highlighted basically. Oh, can you still hear him in the back there? Look, he's still going, man. So
man's having a meltdown.
When he's having a meltdown, he's crashed. And you know how I actually found out about this?
God.
It's crazy. One of my brethren, he had a WhatsApp status video. Yeah, it was a comedy skit. It was a comedy skit of a brother wearing a ginger afro. He's got a hat on, and he's done himself a ginger beard. He's got a grey thing in the video with him, and he is spazzing. And it says something about Ginga Jay crashing, yeah? And he's spazzing. Yeah, when it was Shaquila, she always give me the dirty board, but when it was like, say, Emily, she'd give me the clean board. So from like year 3, you know, they did me dirty. And even, it's deep, even his take on it. Man said from year 3, because he must have understood. My man can only be talking about early relationships in like, not really women. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you've been in jail for 11 years straight, bro. But he's done this skit. And I just thought, nah, that was quite funny still, but I didn't pay it no mind. A woman on a live platform asked me, what is your take on this Ginga Jay situation? And I just put the two together. I put the question with the comedy video that I've seen. And I said, you know what? I can't answer that question because what I've just realized is that the video that I saw was not a joke. I need to watch what has happened. Do you understand? I need to go and watch what has happened before I make any comment. Do you get me? And then I went and found the video and watched the video. And yeah, that was it. I'm just like, why this guy, he messed up. But you see, the mess up as well, that really needs to be identified. Because it's a deep question what they ask, you know.
God.
The question itself is deep because that question would then need to lead to some form of identifiable healing. I say it like that because if you're talking about not being someone's preference but being self-hate, there's trauma that's brought them to that place. And even on a preference scale, it's potentially trauma that's brought you to change your preference from your natural disposition.
100%, cuz. I agree completely.
And you see how I'm taking my time to say what I'm saying because I'm very sure with what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, you're trying to be respectful as well.
I'm being respectful with it. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm very sure with what I'm saying. This is not a mistake. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a full comprehension. And it then showed in what he said about his mother behind the scenes. So he's dealing with trauma and he identified that when he said, I've been cheated on. they done me dirty. Now, he's identifying trauma, and he also identified trauma. I'm not saying that he was right in his behavior, no. But one thing my mum showed me and good women showed me is that they actually know how to read the room.
That's important.
So, no. Listen, and I'm going to use Princess as an example.
Yeah, man,
That's my brethren, yeah? You see, when I am in a unstable place, mentally or emotionally, that is one of my outlets.
Right.
But there are some times that she will say to me, bro, I cannot receive what you're saying if you're going to talk to me like that.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you something, rude boy. Let me tell you something. Rude boy, it pulls me straight in because her tone in the way I'm expressing myself passionately. She can easily turn around and say I'm being aggressive. Easily. Do you understand? But she understands that I want to vent. I want to let out something. Now, she's given me a position in which, let me tell you, I clearly understand I have to either calm myself down to vent to this woman, or if I want to vent like this, I have to come off the phone and find someone else who can manage me at this level, because I want to vent at this level. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Enough women don't have that skill, bro. Enough women don't have that skill. Do you see what I'm saying? And it goes both ways. Do you see what I'm saying? When you speak a certain way, both ways, man and woman, there is a serious resonance that is received by the other party.
Yeah.
When you speak in calm, fam, when you recognize that the terrain is rocky to a certain degree, yeah? Becoming more conflicted. Do you add conflict to that, or do you add calm?
Add calm, innit?
This is simple mathematics. Like I say, a positive and a negative.
Yeah.
And you broke it down in conflict de-escalation. If I want to de-escalate a situation, if something is added, then I have to take away.
100%. You can't go, if somebody's going up the aggression scale, they've started off on, I don't know, aggressive scale number 2, and then they're going up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're going all the way up to 10. You can't come in the same environment, challenge that situation, and you're going up as well. You have to come down. Simple.
And I use the words positive and negative because positive and negative are actions first. They're not good or bad. They're actions first. Somebody's positive action is going up the scale. Somebody's negative action is coming down the scale. But the negative action is actually what's going to bring a productive result.
Yeah. Full facts, cuz.
Our women have to regain their power. Our men have to step up in their power. That's the reality. There was a lot of things that happened on that stage and in that moment. You see what I'm saying? In the build-up and in the moment and in the aftermath too. You see what I'm saying? And the brothers was appalling, fam, to be honest.
Yeah,
the brothers, they were very appalling, fam. You get me? And if any man's not going to highlight that afterwards, forget about it. Because you're just jumping on the bandwagon seeking clout on the, yeah, but our women are like that. If any woman's not, because I heard some people talking today about if any woman's not really trying to check the sisters and show them that actually women are like that and my man was right, then I'm not trying to hear it. Is that the only thing we're going to focus on?
You don't focus on the good.
You have to focus on everything, fam.
And it's not just, I'm quite fed up with this narrative of just black women doing this or being aggressive, you know. I'm quite fed up of it, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, let me land a sec.
Yeah, go on, land.
At the end of the day, yeah, like...
Because I'm triggered.
We're living in a time where, you know, cultures appear to be crossing over. People are taking on other people's cultures. People are taking on other people's mannerisms and all sorts, yeah? And I think you're getting, for me, all right, let me just give you one example on the white side, yeah? If you go to a council estate, an impoverished council estate across the UK, you will get loud, aggressive females and males that are down for arguing and are down for fighting. That's what you get. So why are we always only talking about black women?
Deeper than that, bro.
Go on.
Deeper than that, bro. I'm going to drop this bombshell, fam. As a melanin rich man, do you know who I find to be the most aggressive woman in my experience?
Go on.
It's the Asian woman, bro. How
Yeah.
many Asian shops have you gone in and had issues with female Asian shopkeepers accusing you of this, attitude, blood?
Yeah,
The amount of attitude I've had from Asian women. No. You can't turn around and say that it's just our woman that's like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
I
You
agree.
can't say it's just our woman that's like that. Do you see what I'm saying? And yeah, our woman is like that. You know, and let me say this. We can only really have a problem with our woman being like that if we care about how you are. Do you see what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck. So the man them need to then know how you're chatting to the woman if you are concerned about how her behavior impacts you. That's the reality.
Yeah, real
That's
talk.
the reality. So we can't make this then go mad on social media, make people then be trying to come for our woman if you care about how our woman chats, because she's going to feel less protected now. She's going to feel more like she needs to be on her team now. Do you see what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
If the man them ain't not standing up for her, bruv. Huh? Come on, bro.
Well, not all, because we're standing up for them, clearly. You get me?
Yeah, it's levels. You get me? But these are the levels, fam. We can talk about what they do. We can talk about what they do. But let's talk about what my man did, innit? And how the rest of the man them didn't do jack all either. You get me? Because that's a real thing.
100%, you're right.
Yeah, bro. No, it's serious, man.
And they should have stepped up and calmed the room, because like you were saying before, you know, there's men and women in there. The way that thing's set up, the women are on one side, the men are on one side. The one guy is challenging a couple of women. They're going back and forth. He stood up. He's got closer. They should, if they were about protecting women, they would have came there and they would have made sure that them black women were safe. And they didn't.
He traversed more than half the space. That clearly, like, you need to check yourself. And the man them need to check you. Do you get me? Like, he can't check himself, so the man them need to check him. It's not on a violence thing, bro. Pull back, bro. Pull back, bro.
You're walking into personal spaces now.
Yeah. Remember? Like, and you don't have to say too much, but it's on camera. But say enough to make man check himself. Because we know that these things can be used against man. Oh, pull back, bro. It's too... Nah, yeah, but look, they said it. They said he was do. So it can get techie, but do something. Don't do nothing.
I agree.
Yeah, man. That was a shambles, bro. That was a shambles for the man then, bro. The shambles for the man then. Because the thing was, and this is the point that I didn't even finish earlier, when I was saying that the reason why he even further got into the disrespectful side of it was she done something, and I think they cut it. So she must have done something like, and he said it before. So there's two things that she done. One thing that he said, he identified. He said, look, you've triggered me because you've done something that I'm used to by black women, yeah, melanin rich women, which is they ask me a question and then they tell me they don't care. So why are we having this conversation? You've just done that. So what's the point of having this conversation? And she said, I don't care. So she's inflaming his trigger, yeah? Then I think he got up. There was a little explosion. Everyone was just in their self and she must have shooed him or something. And he's like, what? Hold on. Did she shoot me? All right. What's this? And that was it. The gloves are off. Because he's triggered now. The gun's full. He just shoot it. You get me? Bam. And we've got to be aware. You see, like, again, that is not a safe space. Definitely not. On both sides, I'm going to hold the women up for this one. And the man them too. Because you see, when people say, I am triggered, we have to know how to bring down the space.
100%.
We have to know how to allow them to release without judgment, because they have an issue right there. Do you get what I'm saying? And the person who is potentially the trigger has to know how to be humble in that moment, just to receive and allow that person to release. Do you see what I'm saying? Whether you agree or not. So
Facts, cuz I like that. Facts.
that is like the sisters are melanin rich women. A man wants a safe space as much as you want a safe space from a man. You see what I'm saying? So when we are speaking and letting you know that actually there is an issue, a man said he's triggered on both sides. The sisters should have taken note of that. They should have then changed their tone to a certain degree, or got the trigger to change her tone to a certain degree. Allow him to release. The man them should have took note. You know what? If we can't allow our brother to release this trick, then we need to move on. Do you see what I'm saying? On to the next man. Let him stop talking because he's triggered. Let somebody else talk. On to the next man. Do you see what I'm saying? Know how to facilitate that space. Because somebody actually said clearly they're triggered. What would the woman have wanted, a woman in that space, if she'd have said, I'm triggered?
Well, she would have wanted a space in it so she can feel safe or release energy and calm down.
We're both due the same thing equally.
Facts.
In that regard, we're both due the same thing equally. So everyone in that room had a responsibility to check that. Not the audience, they're the audience. But the panel. And that's why I say people are out of their depths, bro. People are out of their depths. And there's a lot of people in these spaces that are out of their depths. They're talking because they can talk. You don't actually have a valid point. You haven't traversed life experience enough to actually give some real life experience in your answering of these types of questions. So then when people are in the space and getting triggered, because the one thing Gabs did say, he identified that. And he said that this conversation got to a point where potentially this space was not the space to get over the hill.
Is that what he said? Yeah.
He said it at the end of the show, just before the end of the show, when Ginger was out the back, come off the show. He actually said that, and I thought that was a big analysis that went over a lot of people's heads. And what he was directly saying is that, you know what? All of us is out of our depths. How about that? All of us are out of our depths because we should have took him to a different place based on what he said and where that conversation was at, because there was things that he was not saying in what he was saying that spilled out once he'd lost control. You get me?
Yeah, for real.
And all it took, was for one sister, and this was the actual, the tipping point, actually. It wasn't just the shoe. It was the tipping point was this. Before the shoe, the tipping point was this. When one of the sisters turned around and said, you hate black women. Blood. And this is what I'm trying to say. Our women are so intelligent. You need to use that intelligence in productivity of our relationships.
Tell them, cuz. Tell them.
Of the enhancement of our relationships. Because she hit the truth. My man had gone all around the corners, bro. But everything you're saying pointed to that. Blood, you don't like melanin rich sisters, blood. What is going on, fam? And you're just saying, you're saying it politely though. But she just cut through it. She said, sounds like you hate black women. And my man turned around and said, what? How can I hate black women? How can I hate my mum? It was off from there, blood. Because she hit it on the head.
She touched the nerve.
Well, she touched the rawest nerve, because you do have an issue with your mum's behaviour. So I'm not going to say you hate your mum. I can't say that he hates his mum, innit? But he said, my mum done certain things that I don't agree with. Why would I want a woman after seeing that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why would I want a woman that looks like her? Bro, that's a deep statement.
There was also one stage I heard him say something about, what is it? He's never met any woman that can compare to how his mum is or something like that, but he just don't like when she gets aggressive or something.
Now, that's conflicting, bro.
This is it.
Very conflicting, bro. But it doesn't make sense. I've never met a woman that can tell her my mum was like, but then say you don't like things that your mum done, that will make you not choose a black woman.
Well, this is it.
How are you going to meet a woman that told you better than your mum if you refuse to date them, bruv?
Yeah, that's a good point, cuz still.
It don't make no sense. You're not going to find a woman better than your mum if you refuse to date them.
For real.
And it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then that it makes it sound like you're trying to find someone in that regard. We're not trying to find a woman like our mum, but there's a certain way that your mum should talk to you that makes you understand how a woman should talk to you.
Yeah.
As a man. You see what I'm saying? That's just the reality. Not all of us get that experience, but that's just what it should be. You get it? So he's very conflicting, fam. So when the cookie picked out, like, it sounds like you hate black women, he just lost it, fam. And that was game over, fam.
Yeah.
That's game over, fam. You showed not, and this is what people have to understand. This is where our sisters also have to check the levels. The question was in, and the answer was in his display. That is self-hate.
Yeah.
His issue is not the black woman. His issue is his mum and himself.
And the girl that cheated on him.
Let's deal with that too then. Do you know what I'm saying? But primarily, his issue is his mum and himself. It's not every other black woman. And it's the girl that cheated on him or the girls that cheated on him. He hasn't healed. That's why the issue is himself. Because if you heal from any trauma, fam, if I have a car crash, yeah, what's going to happen? I'm likely to not want to get in a car again.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Or if I do get in the car, I might fear driving past the place where I had the car crash. Or I might fear going at a certain speed at what I know that we had the car crash. Do you get? There's going to be components of that, me getting in a car or not getting in a car, that's caused by me having the accident. That is, you see what? It's not that if I crash into somebody else, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. My healing, my getting over my trauma is my responsibility.
100%.
Nobody else's. It's nobody else's, no matter whose fault it was that I had the accident. My healing from that trauma is my responsibility. For me to then say I can drive past the place where I crashed, it's my responsibility. For me to be comfortable to drive past the place where I crashed, it's my responsibility. For me to get in another car, like the car that I crashed, it's my responsibility. It's nobody else's. I might need assistance getting there on the way. And I might be able to identify that and I might not. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's my responsibility to start the journey. If I turn around and then say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to ride my bike from now on. I'm not going to drive a car. My preference is push bikes. But I'm traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized from my experience in the vehicle and what happened. Do you get me? That's the reality, bro. So Ginga Jay is dealing with a lot of trauma from his experiences with the women that he's been with. And he ain't healed. So then the whole of black women don't even need to be taken personally what he said.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with them, really.
Got nothing to do with you. And then we're gonna have to call a spade a spade. If the cap fits, wear it.
That's exactly it, yeah.
If you're gonna start screaming about what he's saying, are you the type of woman that's cheated on a man? Are you the woman that's doing all the noise? Well, then make up your noise because we ain't even, you get me? Because you're only just gonna perpetuate the space where the cycle where a man don't want to create a safe space for you.
Yeah.
So don't wear the cap for this. Don't wear the cap for this. Understand that this is Ginga Jay's issue. I've seen some sisters posting videos on TikTok and that, like with Ginga Jay talking about, where's your hair? And blood, they're brushing their fingers through their hair and that, fam.
Yeah, they're rinsing him, bruv. This subject with him's going round like mad on TikTok.
And it's not even, but my point is they don't have to rinse him. Show your beauty.
Yeah.
Show your beauty. Don't rise to the negative points that he said and then make everybody come for you. Show your beauty. Show your magnificence. Show your intelligence. Do you get what I'm saying? Do that. That is appealing to me right now. When I'm seeing sisters, I'm saying, yes, man, stand up strong, sis, because that's silent strength.
100%, cuz.
Just do a video in your natural blood. You could have short afro. It's natural hair. Do you get what I'm saying? You could have a fro. It's natural hair. Whatever it is, like, don't be afraid to just do your video and show your beauty. You get me? Like, actually make that be a trend right now. You see what I'm saying? Do something to combat this with some positivity. Don't feed into it. That's what I'm saying. I'm big up for your time, cuz, you get me?
Nah, respect for that, cuz. Respect, man.
Come on, man.
I love that, man. You get me?
Come on, man.